Hey, how's it going, guys? So we're back with another Star Wars reaction video. If you're new, channel, welcome. This one is called Every Single Jedi Rank Specialization Explained. So another video by Red5, so shout out and credit goes to him. And we're going to see what the ranks and specialization of the Jedi are. So I only know a few things, like there is youngling, or however you want to call them, younglings. Like, you know, the brand, like the kids who are like growing up and training. And there are Padawans, and there are Jedi Knights, and Jedi Masters, and the Sentinel Guards. Crap. I don't know if this counts, like Jocasta Nu as like the librarian or the archive, the one who takes care of like records and archives. And I know there's a Battle Master, but I forgot the Jedi's name. But that's all I know. Maybe there's more that I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So without anything else, let's jump into the video.
The Jedi Order, the guardians of peace and justice in the Galactic Republic, and perhaps the most well-known group in the galaxy to swing a lightsaber and wield the Force. Though commonly referred to under the bubble term Jedi Knights, there were several different Jedi ranks, both within the Order and the Grand Army of the Republic. On top of this, there were numerous specializations many Jedi fell under. Today, we'll be covering them all from the time period of the Clone Wars. This is Every Single Jedi Rank and Specialization Explained.
Alright, let's see if I'm missing any. I know I'm missing a few.
Jedi Initiates, also called Younglings or Jedi Hopefuls, were the youngest members of the Order. Recruited from worlds throughout the galaxy and tested for a midichlorian count, Initiates were removed from their families and brought to a Jedi Academy, such as the one at the Temple on Coruscant, for formal training under more senior Jedi. An Initiate's education could take only a few years, or perhaps decades, depending on their species' lifespan and rate of maturity. One of the most important events during this training was a rite of passage called the Gathering, where younglings traveled to planets like Ilum to find and claim their lightsaber kyber crystals. Once their training was complete, younglings participated in the Initiate Trial, or the annual Jedi Tournament. This was a series of tests for the Initiate as a prerequisite to progressing, as well as an opportunity to demonstrate their aptitude in the Force to Jedi Knights and Masters who could choose them to become their Jedi Padawan or apprentice. Padawans were typically at adolescence and completed their training away from the academy, often in more dangerous situations like the battlefield. Per tradition, Padawans of a hair-growing species would wear a long braid of hair behind their ear. Hairless Padawans were encouraged to wear a type of jewelry, a tattoo, or other body modification. A Jedi Knight or Jedi Master could have only one apprentice at a time, and the Padawan had to be promoted to the rank of Jedi Knight before another apprentice could be chosen. From a galaxy far, far away to going boldly where no one has gone before, today's video is sponsored by Star Trek Fleet
He's got a sponsor.
Star Trek Fleet Command is a 4x MMO game available on mobile and desktop, set in the ever-expanding Star Trek universe. As a starbase commander on the edge of civilized space, recruit iconic characters from the Next Generation, the original series, the J.J. Abrams films, Discovery, and more.
By the way, guys, I never watched Star Trek. Like, I don't know, I never got into it. If you guys are huge fans, let me know
and send them on
if it's worth getting into.
Your territory, engage players around the world, test your strategic ability, negotiate alliances for greater gain, and harvest the galaxy's resources as you upgrade your fleet. This month, they're introducing new officers.
I think this is the first time we're seeing a sponsor from Red5, because he usually just goes right into the videos.
Riker and Deanna. There's also a brand new wave defense feature, allowing you to transcend alliances and defend a central point from waves of increasingly powerful enemies. You can download Star Trek Fleet Command at the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen now. New players can use the promo code WARPSPEED to get a free bonus content pack containing 10 epic shards of Kirk. To claim this, head to your player profile in-game, open settings, and sign up for a Scopely account. Then go to StarTrekFleetCommand.com and head to the store to enter the promo code. Again, that's WARPSPEED. Once claimed, you'll see your rewards back in-game. Live long and prosper, new Fleet Commanders. back to the video. After a period of time under their master, often nearing a decade, a Jedi Padawan was able to attempt the Jedi Trials. The trials were administered by the Jedi High Council to any Padawan they deemed worthy of becoming a Jedi. The Council could assign substitute tests or use an exceptionally trying mission in place of the traditional tests. If one failed the trials, they would be permitted to attempt again. The primary Jedi Trials were a set of 5, and were the Trial of Skill, consisting of physical, mental, and combat challenges, as well as numerous displays of lightsaber technique, judging the Padawan's ability to avoid distraction through self-discipline. During the Clone Wars, Anakin completed this trial when he defeated Asajj Ventress on Yavin 4. The Trial of Courage often involved demonstrating battlefield heroics or facing off with a Sith, oftentimes in a simulation when the dark side users were still in hiding. Obi-Wan Kenobi passed his Trial of Courage by defeating Darth Maul on Naboo. The Trial of the Flesh was the most trying test, involving the apprentice overcoming great physical pain, hardship, or loss. The test sometimes resulted in death or dismemberment. Anakin Skywalker's came when he lost his arm to Count Dooku on Geonosis. While this was out of recklessness, Obi-Wan convinced the Council to accept this as his Trial of Flesh. The Trial of Spirit required Padawans to look deep within their souls, on a quest for self-discovery. This test was designed to pit a potential Jedi Knight against their most dangerous enemy, the darkness within themselves. Often, apprentices did not like what they saw, and it could be a highly traumatic experience. Luke Skywalker completed this trial on Dagobah when he dueled briefly with Vader, his helmeted head blowing apart and revealing Luke's own face staring back at him. Finally, the Trial of Insight helped a Jedi to see what was really in front of their eyes through use of the Force. For example, a field of stones could be laid out on the Trials chamber floor, and a Padawan would be forced to locate a single grain of sand amongst it. If the Padawan was successful in completing the series of challenges, the Master would then prepare their apprentice for the knighting ceremony, where their Padawan braid would be severed and they would rise a Jedi Knight. No longer attached to a master, knights were assigned missions from the Council and strove to find peace and maintain order within the Galactic Republic. They could also pursue a specialized training on one of the 3 branches of knighthood, which we'll get to, or take their own Jedi Padawan for one-on-one training. For many Jedi, this would be the highest position they'd achieve, making up the majority of the Order's members. Because of this, the public was familiar with this title more than any other, and thus, many addressed any Jedi as a Jedi Knight. An experienced knight who demonstrated great wisdom and understanding of the Force, often through training many Padawans to knighthood, could be elevated by the High Council to the rank of Jedi Master, reserved for those who had shown exceptional devotion and skill, as well as balance in the Force and often combat. The rank of Jedi Master also allowed one to access restricted holocron vaults of the Jedi Archives, which also housed Sith holocrons and artifacts. Anakin Skywalker wished to access these in order to prevent Padme's death, one of the reasons he was so upset after being refused the rank of Master. Other than a few exceptions, it was only Jedi Masters that could be one of 12 to serve as a Jedi High Council member, with each member appointed by unanimous vote of the current members. The 12 wise and powerful Jedi Masters were elected to guide the Order, as well as to serve as an advisory body for the office of the Supreme Chancellor. They met regularly within the council chambers at the Jedi Temple. The council was said to be made up of 5 lifetime members, 4 long-term members, and 3 limited-term members. As a whole, the council would also elect one member to serve as Master of the Order, the leader of the Jedi High Council. Mace Windu held this title up to the Battle of Geonosis, stepping down in order to take a more active role in the Clone Wars. Yoda took up the title in Windu's absence, already holding the title of Jedi Grand Master, the recognized head of the entire Jedi Order. The rank of Grand Master was bestowed only upon a single Jedi, the Order's greatest and wisest of all masters. Now that we've covered the 7 main ranks, we'll touch on the Jedi military ranks in the Grand Army of the Republic before diving into other specializations. Jedi Commander was a rank often held by Jedi Padawans. They had the superiority to clone officers and often led regiments. Jedi General was the military rank held by Jedi Knights or Jedi Masters, as they led larger clone trooper units. However, there were a few even higher, lesser-mentioned Jedi military ranks. A senior Jedi General took command of one of 20 sector armies within the Grand Army of the Republic. High Jedi General was another step up only achievable by Council members. They held command of one of 10 system armies within the galaxy, each consisting of 2 sector armies. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Shak Ti, and Mace Windu were known to have held this rank. Now, on to the more unique ranks and
I didn't know there were different
specializations.
general
Jedi
ranks.
Battlemaster was the title for the premier lightsaber combat
Battlemaster.
instructor of the Jedi Order's Jedi Academy. Appointed by the High Council, the Battlemaster oversaw all lightsaber instruction at the Academy and was responsible for electing new instructors. Singe Relic held this position during the Clone Wars.
Master Singe
Jedi
Relic, there we
Guardian
go.
was one of 3 main specializations for Jedi Knights, often wielding blue lightsabers. Jedi Guardians prefer to take an active stance against the dark side of the Force, brandishing their weapons proudly. Guardians focused most of their training on perfecting their sparring and athletic skills, as well as the art of unarmed combat. There were even a few subspecializations, including Aces, members of the Starfighter Corps who specialized and used their ship as an extension of their being, combining piloting skills with mastery of the Force. Lightsaber instructors determined to pass down their experience to the young students of the Order. Peacekeepers, working as an area's special police, helping government law enforcement to quell riots and capture terrorists. Weapon masters who mastered the technique of wielding an exotic weapon. And finally, warrior masters, the most profound masters of the Jedi Guardian's ways. Jedi Consular was the second specialization, often wielding green lightsabers. They focused not on physical combat, but on mastery of the Force and the sharpening of mental skills. It too had many subcategories, including ambassadors who worked closely with senators and even the chancellor to assist in greeting unaligned governments and helping them join the Republic. Diplomats, given the authority to hammer out a compromise or treaty during tense negotiations, backed by the full support of the Senate and Jedi Order. Healers, focusing on the more humanitarian aspects of the Force, manipulating the living Force to perform the art of healing. Lore Keepers, hey, that's me. In all seriousness, they contributed to the growth of the Jedi archives. Chief Librarian was the title given to the Lore Keeper who presided over the archives on Coruscant. Researchers chose specializations such as that in archaeology, geology, biology, mathematics, and astronomy to update the archives. Seers maintained and updated the Order's holocrons. The most perceptive of these Jedi were known as prophets and foretold the future of the galaxy. They were probably behind the prophecy of the Chosen One. Good job, guys! Sage Master was the final consular specialization, reserved for the most studied of masters. Sentinels were the third branch of Jedi, the rarest among the Order, often wielding the yellow lightsaber. They sought a balance between the intensive combat training of the Guardians and the wider philosophical views and teaching responsibilities of the consulars. They were generally employed in scouting missions and were skilled in security, computers, or stealth techniques, falling into subspecializations such as investigators, specifically appointed by the High Council to uncover hidden and obscure threats to the galaxy, such as powerful criminal syndicates, corruption, and conspiracy against the Republic. Recruiters owned the talents learned from Jedi investigators to track down and identify Force sensitives to assess whether they belonged in the Jedi Order. Shadows were the secret police of the Order, dispatched to destroy all agents of the dark side, and were responsible for erasing the word Sith from the minds of the majority of galactic citizens. Temple Guards were anonymous sentinels who served as a security force and reported to the Battlemaster. They wore formal robes and identity-concealing masks, the ultimate expression of emotional detachment required in service to a higher calling, wielding double-bladed yellow lightsaber pikes. Watchmen oversaw a particular system or sector, often skilled in diplomacy and the area's culture. The Jedi Temple Security Force also contained other roles for Jedi other than the previously mentioned Temple Guards. The Gate Master was bestowed upon the Jedi Peacekeeper tasked with guarding the 4 main entrances of the temple on Coruscant. Gate Master Jurok was the first Jedi killed by Anakin Skywalker during Operation Nightfall. Jedi snipers were stationed around the temple's perimeter.
There's snipers?
They excelled at using their lightsabers as ranged weapons and used the Force to enhance their vision as well as to help guide their long-range shots. Jedi Brutes were the temple's first line of defense from troublemakers, zealots, and rioters. The Jedi Service Corps fell under the jurisdiction of the Council of Reassignment. This council helped Jedi younglings and Padawans who failed their training to still fill roles for the Order. The Corps was made up of 4 branches: the Agricultural Corps, the Medical Corps, the Educational Corps, and the Exploration Corps. Caretaker of First Knowledge was a position held by the leader of the Council of First Knowledge. Composed of 5 Jedi, they oversaw the Temple Academy and its curriculum. But that's every single Jedi rank and specialization, at least at the time of the Clone Wars. Let us know if we missed out on any. Which is your favorite, and which specialization would you choose to pursue as a Jedi Knight? Let us know in the comments.
Come join us to chat more at our community Discord server, linked in the description.
All right, so there we go. That was, that was every single Jedi rank specialization explained, and this is the very first Red 5 video that I seen that had a sponsor. So hey, I'm really glad to see it. That means Red 5 is finally getting some recognition, and his channel is growing a lot. So shout out to Red 5. And Red 5, if you're watching this, keep doing what you're doing. Now for this video, looks like I only got the rank down. You know, the younglings, Padawans, Jedi Knights, and Masters. And like some of the military ranks like commanders and generals, but I did not know there was so many specializations. So I only knew like 10% of the specializations, and the rest of the 90 was new for me. Like I only knew consulars, I knew temple guards, I knew the battle masters, but I didn't know there were snipers, there was brutes, there were seers, there were shadows, there was peacekeepers, recruiters. I didn't know any of that, so I learned a lot in this video. So this was really great. And as for like what I would do, I would probably go with the military route, maybe like commander or general. But I mean, maybe we'll start with commander and work our way up, because since I'm in the military in real life, maybe that's where I'll go. So that's like where I will be heading. But comment down below which rank which rank would you want, and also which specialization would you want. Man, I can't even say that word. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you for that. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.